lifted only last Saturday for the Old Firm match, and they'll look to lift it again next weekend as they look for a league and cup double against Dunfermline at Hampden. But here against Dundee United, and well, giving the Tannadice team all the credit for the way they've been organised and the way they've played in the first half. Celtic far from firing on all cylinders.
Well, they haven't, I guess, say it, Rod, they haven't worked as hard as they normally do. They normally Celtic close teams down, don't give them a minute to lift their head and play passes, and United have had lots of the ball in the first half, and that's strange, that's unusual here at Celtic Park with the visited team being so dominant. But I'm just looking at the way the Celtic are starting in the second half. Stephen Pearce is playing wide on the left and Alan Thompson in the central area. They changed into that formation just before half time, and Martin O'Neill's left it for the start of the second half.
Varga's header. McCracken, just a hint of handball as he defended that. Easton down the line for Scotland. The Marshalls had one or two jitters in goal for Celtic, but I guess from his point of view, wants to get rid of those today rather than next weekend. At the age of 19, looking forward to an appearance in the Tennis Scottish Cup final. Strong play from Agat, but it wouldn't stick for Sutton. Charlie Miller did well to get on the end of the pass from Mark Kerr. No free kick given against Stan Varga.
No, the referee was right.
Stilian Petrov, Henrik Larsson. Deflected wide by Alan Archibald.
Good defending from Archibald, but good play from Celtic going forward. That's, I think, the first time that Sutton's linked in today. Petrov for the pass across the face, and Henrik Larsson's a tight angle. It was on target, and Mayweather slipped in. But Alan Archibald doing well.
Two minutes into the second half. Alan Thompson's corner. Chris Sutton peeling away for the header. Didn't get enough pace on it to get it past Paul Gallagher.
That's a good corner from Celtic though. Thompson again, decent delivery, and Chris Sutton fighting his corner just on the 6-yard box there. And Henrik Larsson just inches away from picking up the second ball, but Gallagher again sharp, down to collect it.
Sutton's pass intended for Pearson. He's got it now. And a great effort by Stephen Pearson, spotting Gallagher a couple of yards off his line, tried to chip this in at the far post.
I'm not too sure, Rob, if this is a cross or a shot. I think when I look at it there, I think he did try to chip the goalkeeper, try to find the back of the net. But there are certainly players in the box at the far post area. If he throws it up to the back post, there's a real chance of his teammates attacking it. Larsson's in there.
He hasn't scored for a couple of months, Stephen Pearson, but he's certainly had chances here, both first half and second, to add to his 3 Celtic goals. And of course before that 5 for Motherwell. The Young Player of the Year, as regards both the football writers and his fellow professionals. Thompson's pass, plays in Larsson. It's the wrong side of the post again for Henrik.
It's been a good start to the second half for Celtic, lots of pressure. Alan Thompson doing really well, Larsson staying onside. Only one thing in his mind here, I'm going to try and hit the target. I'm not thinking about passing, but it's unusual for him. It hits the side net, he's normally on target with his shot. The Celtic have started better now.
So still only the 238 Celtic goals for Henrik Larsson in his 314th match. Craig Easton feeding off the scraps. Jason Scotland cuts it back for Charlie Miller. Blocked by McNamara, and then the Colin Samuel effort cleared by Stilian Petrov.
It should have been a goal. Charlie Miller was too casual, should have stuck it away.
A double chance for Dundee United in the space of a few seconds. Firstly for Miller, if he'd given it more it was surely in, and then Samuel couldn't quite believe it as McNamara cropped up on the goal line to knock the second effort away, but it was the first chance for Miller which was the big chance.
He won't get a better chance than that one, Charlie Miller. You would expect him to stick it away.
He would have taken on legendary Dundee United status had he scored there. Agat's building up ahead of steam, but his pass deflected. Chris Innes can clear. Good hold-up work from Scotland. Barry Robson wants it down the line. Gets it now. Turning inside Neil Lennon. Miller's made a great run. Here's Charlie Miller. Can he score this time? Foiled by Marshall. Great save. Danger not over for Celtic. Robson chips it in. Stan Varga heads it clear. Won by Agat. Fouled by Mark Kerr.
Now by yellow card.
I just don't know why Alan Thompson has got to get himself involved in these situations afterwards.
It does it all the time. The referee's always going to give the free kick for that challenge on the gap from Mark Kerr, and the yellow card's been produced. That's Kerr in the book. Can't have any argument whatsoever. But really, it's been a great start to the second half. Chances at both ends. This is going to be a real chance for Charlie Miller. This is the second one. He had an easy run earlier on, skips round Jackie McNamara, and good cool game from David Marshall, gets a full hand to the ball, but this is the earlier one. It's Colin Samuel winning the left-hand side, played across goal, and from here, Charlie Miller, you would expect him to stick that in the back of the net. He's far too casual, takes it too easily, and then eventually good defending from Varga.
Thompson fouled by Scotland, clumsy rather than malicious.
You wonder, Rob, if United will regret those missed chances. Should really have been in front.
Thompson on the set piece. Sutton the target. Varga's up, offering his support. The overhead kick clearance by Craig Easton. And having been on the attack, now United having to defend. What can Agat do with this? Not a lot is the answer.
It takes too long, Rob. He's got to pass the ball earlier. He's in a great position, Agat.
Alan Archibald is trying to run off a problem for Dundee United. He was caught by his own teammate Craig Easton a second or so ago, and he's struggling at the moment. He's going to give it a couple of minutes, I think, Archibald, to see if he's okay to continue at left back for United.
I'm sure he'll be okay, Rob, but just a kick. He'll run it off.
Just a kick.
Lad. Part and parcel of the game.
Well, it's been a lively old 0-0. 53 minutes in, just about. Chris Innes picking out Colin Samuel, but his header's not a threat. We seem to have packed a fair bit into 8 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, it's been good. You know, United have played their part. We said before the game, Charlie Miller would push up front as much as possible. And whenever he gets decent supply in there, he always creates things. But he should have scored.
It would have been some leaving present for Charlie Miller as he prepares to move on from Dundee United. And he just wasn't sure enough there about what he was doing. It was a terrific opportunity with the goal gaping.
Yeah, he tried to slip it past it into the side net, almost on the side off the net, but he got it all wrong, so just to put his foot through the ball.
He's certainly prominent in the match though, Charlie Miller. It's 2-1 Motherwell at Tynecastle. That was the half-time score. It's still the score, and it's 2-1 Rangers at East End Park. 10-man Rangers. And of course the repercussions potentially for Dundee United if Motherwell winning. If United lose, they could lose 5th spot, and the money that goes with that, tens of thousands of pounds at stake for dropping a place in the table if it comes to that.
55,000 it is, Rob, one place. That's the difference. Just pocket money to you.
Not that Dunfermline are counting, of course. Stilian Petrov bursting through the midfield. Agat supplies the width. Larsson's header, and a big chance for him again to get the goal he so desperately wants.
He's had chances today. This is a better ball from Agat. Lifts his head, good delivery. Larsson, he's well up again. It's a decent header, but he doesn't get over the top of the ball enough to get on target. The better from a guy down that right hand side. He gets there so often, and far too often doesn't deliver.
Talking about Dundee United, Motherwell have got a better goal difference than Dundee United, so despite the fact there's 3 points between them at the moment, if Motherwell get level on points with United, they'll go above them on goal difference. But at the moment, United in a drawing situation, 0-0 at Celtic Park. Turning in a good show. Marshall clears, took a touch off Charlie Miller on his way away. Sutton, Petrov, wide for Pearson. He's off. Still in. Larsson to Lennon. Sutton. That's good play from Archibald, tucking in from left back to help out in central defence. Craig Easton. Jason Scotland. Tried to play in Colin Samuel. Cut out by Stan Varga. Sutton lays it off to Lennon. He was knocked over by Innes. Advantage being played by John Underhill. I presume that's why he's got both hands in the air. Agat's cross deflected. It was awkward for McCracken, and Henrik Larsson almost spectacularly scoring.
It's another chance. McCracken doesn't deal with this at all well in the box. It's a deflection in the way in, and it doesn't attack the ball, doesn't get it away, and Larsson as ever, he pounces onto the loose ball, but just again can't turn it over his shoulder, can't get it on target. He could have been offside, but the linesman doesn't put his flag up. Larsson keeps playing, and again you've got to say he's unlucky.
It's the third time he's ruffled that side net. Scotland slips. Lennon has it. Sutton. Petrov. Easton to Kerr. Charlie Miller. Mark Kerr again, a lazy pass. It doesn't find Scotland. Thompson intercepting. And Celtic on the move again. Difficult phase this for Dundee United. Trying obviously to come up with what they delivered in the first half.
Yeah, Gordon Chisholm told us at half-time was happy and off-camera Ian McCall and Dorstad, but just in the last couple of minutes he's been out of the dugout just telling his players to lift it. He feels they've dropped the pace, taking the foot off the gas a little bit, giving the ball away quite easily, and just out of them again, telling them to lift it, concentrate. A couple other football cliches as well, Rob, but the general message of the manager is pick the game up again.
Didn't look too happy there, did he? McCall. Not for young children, that one.
Must be something in the water. Kerr's pass to Scotland, and that sums up the last couple of minutes for United. Some wayward passes.
But the pleasing thing for Ian McCall will be whenever they get the ball forward into the last third, they look dangerous. Look as if they're capable of scoring.
Come on.
Yeah, and what you've got to remember is that they're minus Jim McIntyre and Andy McLaren and Billy Dodds, all of whom have been scoring goals for them this season. And those three players obviously give them a lot more variety than they have with this front and this front too. Kept in by Gallagher, under pressure from Pearson, fires it into the crowd. Lennon squares up to Thompson. Sutton's back heel and Gallagher off his line. David McCracken left it to him.
He does that well, Paul Gallagher. When he decides to come, he comes all the way. Charlie Miller.
Lovely pass to Jason Scotland. Barry Robson puts the ball in the net. It doesn't count. Offside.
This one will be close. Good play from United. Charlie Miller could maybe have picked out Barry Robson the far side, and when you look there, if anything, it's just a fraction offside. It's very, very, very tight. Robson sticks it away easily. But we've seen them given.
Yeah, I think he was just off, half a yard in it, but it was good pass from Charlie Miller. The intention was good.
If Charlie Miller looked up there, Rod, he could have played the first ball to Robson. He was on his own and got in front of the gap, but elected to go wide first.
He's been all over this game, Charlie Miller.
He picks up so many loose balls just off the front in dangerous areas for United. He's got such creativity.
But will he be man of the match? He has to clear it with Henrik Larsson first, doesn't he?
I know who the favourite is. Could it be him?
Lennon's free kick. Was there a push from Varga by McCracken? Celtic certainly thought so. Poor pass this time from Miller. Sets up Lennon, and now Agat. Not the final ball from Agat, but Celtic still have it. Varga to Thompson. Kerr blocked the shot. Now Colin Samuel.
Chance for a break.
Mark Wilson getting up in support. There's Samuel. It was a chance.
It's a good counter-attack from United. Samuel involved, playing it away to Wilson, and this is a decent ball in. Samuel finding a bit of space inside the box. He can't get enough power on it to beat Marshall.
.62 minutes in, Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. We might have had quite a few goals here. Still waiting for number one. Henrik Larsson's effort didn't really catch the shot.
Again, it's another half chance for the striker. He does well here. It's a good run. He gets it on target, but can't get enough power, can't get across Gallagher enough to cause the goalkeeper too many problems. I'm looking at Celtic now, Rob. Neil Lennon's actually playing right back. Petrov's playing in that central midfield area. I got wide right in the midfield. So Martin O'Neill's trying to tinker with things a little bit to try and get this opening goal.
Thompson lost his footing there as he played the pass. 6 days away, the Tennant Scottish Cup final at Hampden Park between Dunfermline and Celtic. Dunfermline's first Scottish Cup final since 1968. Celtic looking for a League and Cup double. Lots to enjoy about the build-up to the match, so be with us from 1 o'clock onwards, a 3 o'clock kick-off.
Will you miss me next week?
No. Where will you be?
Working.
Charlie Miller's pass to Jason Scotland. Kamara clears. Good skill from Wilson, then give it away.
Good play from Matt Wilson there. Took a knock just in the halfway line. Caught the balance, I think it was.
All the way back from Easton to Gallagher.
Rob Craig has played well today. I know he's looking for a new club in the summer, leaving United. So I'm sure he won't be short of offers.
He's a tidy player, Craig Easton, but maybe he's been at Tannadice too long. Sometimes you need a change.
That happens, yeah. Yeah, it won't do him any harm.
Thompson's measured pass to Agat. It's a foul given against Barry Robson, and he'll get himself a yellow card if he carries on like that.
Yeah, the referee's never going to change his mind. He might not think it's a free kick, but when you look at it there, he's put his arm right across the gap, so John Underhill right to award the free kick. Robson shouldn't argue.
Thompson probing at the Dundee United defence, sliced by Easton over his own crossbar. Celtic can leave the heavy brigade forward.
There's so many big targets in there. Balde, Varga, Sutton, Larsson. Pearson's a decent size.
In from Petrov. And a free kick given against Bobo Balde. And Chris Innes didn't fancy the challenge too much, had his say.
No, John Underhill blows right away. You see it there, that's just two guys going for the ball again. I don't see too much in that inside the box. Put it this way, I don't think the referee would ever have awarded a penalty kick in that situation if it'd been vice versa. That would be a heavyweight bout, Innes and Balde.
"25 minutes to settle this one between Celtic and Dundee United, the final league match of the season. Good pace from Scotland, but Balde has it. Agat to Sutton. Thompson.
Offside.
Offside.
I think it was off. The assistant on the far side of his flag up nice and early as soon as the ball was played forward. Well, when you see it there, I tell you, the assistant's got it wrong. And this is just a little bit late coming out.
Actually, when you see it like that, it's fairly blatantly onside, isn't it?
Yeah, no, he's got a better view than we've got. Sees it right away, he's looking across the field to play it.
Yeah.
Frustrating for players when that happens.
Rangers have scored a third at Dunfermline. And it's teenager Ross McCormack. He was fouled in the box by Barry Nicholson, penalty kick, and he wanted to take it himself. And he's just scored his first top team goal, having been scoring all season for the under-19s and the under-21s. Ross McCormack, the third Rangers goal, and Alec McLeish was so impressed he subbed him. So won a penalty, scored it, and then taken off. But Rangers 3-1 up. Despite being down to 10 men, Michael Moles red carded. Dunfermline were ahead there through Gary Dempsey's goal. Chris Burke a goal scorer as well. So a couple of young Scots on the mark for Rangers as they prepare for a big rebuilding job in the summer. Thompson through, Sutton after it, and the ball spun off the turf there from Chris Innes, and he just wondered for the moment, but it's gone wide for the corner.
You wonder where it was going, but he had no option. Innes had to go for the ball. Maybe should have put it a little bit wider for the goalkeeper, but he got lucky. It was past the post.
Alan Thompson chips it in. Sutton and Larsson give it their best shot. Colin Samuels there, so still in Petrov, and so was Chris Innes. Free kick given against Barry Robson. Alan Thompson's left foot. Henrik Larsson! I can't believe it, he's blazed it over the top.
Well, you've got to say, you should stick this one away. United players attack the first ball, leave Larsson round the back post, and maybe it doesn't fall quick enough for him. But a player of Henriks' quality, you would expect him to stick this one in the back of the net. He's desperate to score, everything he seems to hit. He's maybe snatching just a little bit at them, maybe even trying too hard, daft as it sounds.
Yeah, he is too keen to score. I think he is snatching at these chances now because he's desperate to mark his final competitive appearance at Celtic Park with a goal. And of course he's marked so many milestones in his Celtic career by actually scoring, and he'd love to do it here, and at the moment he's just looking too much for the goal, and if he were to relax a little bit, it might just come. Neil Lennon, Chris Sutton, Henrik Larsson, too high again.
Yeah, it's maybe just a little bit lucky this time. Again, it's from the set piece, it's thrown into the box. Sutton, good header. Larsson back to goal, does this so well. Tries to turn and swivel, but again catches it just a little bit early. Knocking it high. over the bar.
Martin O'Neill's team have had 14 shots on goal, 7 of them on target, but we're still goalless, despite Dundee United's chances at scoring as well. Dunfermline have got a goal back. Gary Dempsey again, his second of the game. So it's now 3-2 Rangers at East End Park. 20 minutes left at Celtic Park. The champions being held, meantime, by Dundee United. And indeed United have had their chances as well to have won the game. Bobo Balde playing as right winger at the moment for Celtic. Chris Sutton takes a tumble, doesn't get a free kick.
Chance on the counter for United.
Jason Scotland powering past Stan Varga. Off his line came David Marshall to deny the United striker.
It's good play from the goalkeeper. Scotland looks as if he's got away from Varga. His last touch was a poor one. Marshall snapped up the loose ball.
That's good play from Mark Wilson. Mark Kerr. Former Falkirk midfielder Kerr again. That's a poor pass.
That was a poor one. Chance to play Samuel in there. Mark Kerr. Should have been a better pass, not under real pressure.
And there was just the suggestion here that Jason Scotland was being held by Stan Varga as he moved past him. He didn't make a great deal of it, Scotland, but there was definitely a presence there from Varga.
Yeah, if he'd been given Rob, it would have been of the soft variety, to say the least. I don't think that was a penalty.
I guess that's the experienced professional in Varga, isn't it? He's not going to let him get around him easily. He's going to make sure he knows he's there.
Yeah, he did the right thing, Varga, just trying to block him.
There's a Patterson going to come on for Dundee United, not Scott. It's Jim Patterson. Substitution news from Chick.
Yeah, substitution news. Henrik Larsson. No, I was on a joke. I'm only kidding. Is Henrik staying on at the moment? But there it is. It's Patterson coming on for Dundee United. It's Colin Samuel who's going to be coming off. So a wee tactical switch here, I think.
Don't you start doing Henrik hoaxes. 73 minutes gone at Celtic Park. A lively old 0-0 at the moment, and chances for both the champions and United to turn stalemate into victory. Colin Samuel off for Dundee United, and his replacement is Jim Patterson.
I just wonder where Jim Patterson will play. I've seen that substitution before, and Patterson come on for a strike, and he's actually played up front. He normally plays left back, left side midfield. Looks as if he's going to play up front.
Chris Innes with the header. Barry Robson had the chance. David Marshall made the save.
It's another great chance for United.
The match swinging from one end to the other.
I can't believe it's 0-0. Great opportunities at both ends.
Dennis Wyness has scored again for Hearts. He had the Tynecastle team ahead at 1-0, then 2-1 Motherwell, now 2-2. 2 for Wyness. 3-1 Rangers at East End Park. A mistake by Mark Kerr, who's looking very tired.
You're right, Rob, he is tired. But this is a chance. It's a good header from Chris Innes. What's this one? Just a head across goal. Robson's on his own, no one near him. It's his weaker foot, his right foot. He gets on target. But you've got to give David Marshall credit as well. This is a good save. It's close to him, you would expect him to save it. And Robson was disappointed and didn't stick it in the net.
I guess what he did, David Marshall, there was close down Robson very quickly. He came off his line and just made the gap that little bit smaller. Yeah, we've seen Dundee United bringing on Jim Patterson before for a striker. Starts up front, and then Ian McCall makes a second change and shuffles it further.
Yeah. And this moment he's up front beside Jason Scotland.
From Scott Patterson on the bench, there's Stuart Duff and 19-year-old Graham Holmes, outfield players. Celtic going to end their league season with a victory. Lennon to Sutton. Chipped for Pearson at the back post. And again, that's terrific defending from Mark Wilson. So composed.
It's great play from Wilson. Great header to start with, and quick enough to go into the second ball.
Free kick given against Jason Scotland. Ollie with the free kick. Kraken with the header. Robson with the fresh air shot. Agat to Larsson. Kerr clears. Laid off by Jason Scotland to Charlie Miller. And that's heading out. Martin O'Neill playing ball boy. He's pretty quiet down there, Chick, isn't he?
So quiet. I really don't recall him being ever so quiet, this quiet in a match. And all the time he's been here, certainly does not be doing this job. Very calm and collected Sunday afternoon yesterday.
McNamara plays it in beyond Larsson. The offside flag was up anyway. Not been a bad season, is it, for Mark O'Neill? 25 straight wins in the league this season after drawing at Dunfermline on the opening day. And they won the title via street. Can anyone catch Celtic next season? You would lay a fair bit of money against that, wouldn't you, Sandy?
Yeah, they're certainly the top team in Scotland at the moment. Rangers obviously an important spell for them, having to get players out of the way, get new players in. The Rangers fans will be demanding more of a closeness to Celtic next season.
Through goes Jim Patterson. Well, the substitute with almost his first touch at a glorious chance of breaking the deadlock.
This is a chance, Rob. Jim Patterson, he's got a very, very good left foot. I don't know why he can't make up his mind what to do here. He's got time to look up, see where the goalkeeper is, and if he connects properly with that, he's got to make life difficult for the keeper. It just makes an absolute hash of it.
Got to Lennon. Thompson to McNamara. Stephen Pearson hugging the touchline. Giving it away to Mark Wilson. Patterson fouled by McNamara. And Jim Patterson will still be scratching his head and wondering why he didn't get a better effort in on goal. It really did fall well for him on his favoured left peg. And you would have put some money on him testing out David Marshall at the very least there.
I just think he's not used to being in that situation, Rob. He's certainly not a natural striker.
Innes with the free kick. Varga lets it go. Stan Varga making his 54th Celtic top team appearance of the season. A man who couldn't get into the Sunderland first team last season. Hearts 3, Motherwell 2, Kevin McKenna, a goal scorer. And from 2-1 down, Hearts now 3-2 up. 5 goals at Tynecastle, 5 goals at East End Park. And we might just as easily have 5 here. But it remains 0-0. Free kick given for the foul on Didier Agat, and Barry Robson being booked not for that particular offence, but for a series of offences.
Yeah, he's had a few free kicks against him. He also kicked the ball away, lucky to get away with that. But John Underhill, that course is justified. Persistent fouling. There's also a free kick in a dangerous area.
in the 80th minute. Alan Thompson's free kick, Henrik Larsson's header. It's finally happened in his last competitive match at Celtic Park. Larsson marks the milestone with one of his trademark goals.
That's a great header.
It's his 38th goal of the season, his 239th Celtic career goal.
It's a great header from the striker. Craig Easton's picking him up. He gets across him, Gallagher comes for it. Really, the goalkeeper makes a mistake. He's staying his line. There's not enough height in the ball to reach him. But Larsson, up almost as high as ever. It's almost a standing jump again. He gets on target this time. It's a great header, and nobody can complain about Larsson scoring today.
Well, he might have got off his feet, Martin O'Neill. Just polite applause for the Larsson goal. And well, they've been dying to play the Magnificent Seven theme tune for 81 minutes, and finally it's got its play, and Henrik Larsson has got his goal. Larsson's header down for Sutton. Stephen Pearson took too long. He's had a real chance, didn't he, Sandy? Yeah. Stephen Pearson.
Yeah, he's got to hit it earlier up. It's good play from Celtic again. Let's have a go.
From Thompson to Petrov. Innes with the header. And off balance goes Thompson.
This is a chance up for Stephen Pearson. It's any great areas, Pearson supports the front really well, but really this time he should just hit it early. This Sutton does really well, and just hit it there. Takes a touch after touch after touch, and eventually he's closed down by United.
The Celtic supporters have been looking on in disbelief for much of the match as Henrik Larsson has passed up chance after chance to get the goal he so badly wanted, and now they're able to give vent to their full feelings. And suddenly it's all going according to script. And how they'll miss Henrik Larsson when he departs the scene in the summer. Barry Robson's free kick, it was a good delivery. Played in with a lot of pace. In the end, it's a goal kick. Craig Easton takes his leave for Dundee United, and that's his last game in a tangerine jersey. He's off, and 19-year-old Graham Holmes is on. Made his debut against Dunfermline in the Tennant Scottish Cup. And Chick, his dad is Jim Holmes, ex of Morton, isn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to tell you. He's a fine player for Morton in the great side of the very early 80s, and teammate of the side included Andy Ritchie and all that lot. So how they grow old quickly, Rob. Players are looking younger these days, aren't they?
They're like policemen. A Gats cross, Larsson there again. Got one, he's got two. The Henrik Larsson farewell tour gathering momentum. And that's now 39 for the season.
It's a tremendous finish. It's a great ball from Didier Gat. And nobody again will complain about Larsson scoring another goal. Watch his movement. He goes towards the front, comes to the back. It's a good ball in between the goalkeeper and the defenders. And he does everything right, attacks the ball, just gets enough on it to change direction. And he's so close to the goalkeeper. There's no way he's going to miss that one.
There might even be a tear in the eye for Henrik Larsson. It is an emotional afternoon for him. 7 years at Celtic, and there's a good round number. 240 Celtic goals now in 314 games. And in that 7 years, of course, there's been a broken leg and a broken jaw. There have been interruptions. The King of Kings is the cry. And that looks like a penalty, and is badly timed by Stan Varga on Jason Scotland, and Dundee United can now get a goal back.
It's good play from Scotland. He gets beyond Varga, gets a touch in the ball, and the big defender goes across the striker, takes him out of the game, and John Underhill right away awarded the penalty kick. Varga actually makes contact with the player first and then gets a touch in the ball. Easy one for the referee to give.
And it was interesting when the penalty was awarded, striding purposefully towards it immediately was the second youngest player on the pitch, Mark Wilson, the 19-year-old. He wants to take this, he thinks he can get a goal here for Dundee United. His two so far this season have both come against Motherwell. Scotland getting treatment off the pitch. It's Mark Wilson, it's 2-1. Very cool, very calm, and United have got something out of the game at least.
Great composure from Mark Wilson. He watches the goalkeeper. Just look at him here. He knows the goalkeeper commits himself one way, takes his time, decides when he's putting it, and rolls it side foot into the net. Great composure from the youngster. He's had a good game today. Deserves that goal.
Celtic are going to make a change. Alan Thompson off. And the final few minutes for 18-year-old Ross Wallace. And Dundee United making a little tactical tweak trick.
Yeah, McCall believes he can still get something out of this, a draw. He's going to push three up front. Charlie Miller's been told to take a much more forward position. They're going to try and get an equaliser.
That's Innes. That was Pearson, fouled by Kerr. Dundee United dithering before getting the ball up to Charlie Miller. Who's going to be man of the match? It must be a very difficult decision for you today.
It will be, yeah. I'm not too sure, Rob.
Give you another couple of minutes just to think about it.
Okay.
Well, Jason Scotland is hobbling back towards the Dundee United dugout, having been fouled by Varga for the penalty. Ross Wallace to Henrik Larsson. What about a hat-trick, Henrik, in your final competitive match at Celtic Park? You'll be thinking about it. You'll be fancying it. 2 minutes of regulation time to go. Played away by a very tired-looking McCracken. Petrov to Lennon. Pearson.
United are still a man short. The game won't stop. They'll make the substitution. Scotland being off injured.
Sutton's back heel was seen by David McCracken. Charlie Miller to Jim Patterson. Barry Robson. Good little shimmy, gets him past Neil Lennon. Still it's Robson! Looking for a penalty, but he won't get one.
It's a great tackle from Jackie McNamara. Full contact to the ball.
Ian McCall going loopy, I think is the phrase in the technical area.
I think this is a great tackle from Jackie McNamara. You see it there, he gets a full touch in the ball. Knocking it off Robson.
Yeah, he got just enough there, Jackie McNamara. He did make contact with the ball. It was the right decision, but he got there just in time. Here comes Celtic again. Agat for Sutton. And Paul Gallagher gets there just before Henrik Larsson. Well, what do you reckon?
Well, I think man of the match today, Rob. There can only be one. There was only really one contender before the game started. I think today Henrik Larsson showed all the qualities that he has. He missed a few half chances, but showed great strength of character to keep working away. Eventually he knew the chance would come. He's now got 2 chances and 2 goals, and he's my Bank of Scotland man of the match.
And John Underhill is having words with the 4th official as the substitution is made, and that is because of the verbal, I think, from Ian McCall. And he's been sent off, Ian McCall, by John Underhill, sent out of the technical area because of comments made after that penalty, which he felt was a penalty, which we've shown wasn't given. So McCall off, and presumably strong stuff directed from him at the referee.
Yeah, you can understand Ian McCall's frustration. He's a passionate football manager. He was looking for a penalty kick. You'll only see it through orange spectacles.
Full time at Celtic Park, and the champions end their league season with another win. And who else but Henrik Larsson to score the goals which gave them another victory. 2 in 3 minutes, 2 in the final 10 minutes, and the rest of the family were there to enjoy it. There's little Jordan, and how he will have enjoyed the sight of his dad tucking those 2 late chances away and bringing Larsson's Celtic years towards a fairy tale ending. Still, of course, the Tennent Scottish Cup final to come, but he's wiping a tear from his eye, understandably, because everything about today has been directed towards him, and Henriks' face tells a story hugely emotional for him as he bids farewell to Celtic Park. And it was so typical of Larsson today that he passed up chance after chance after chance. He was trying too hard to get the goal or goals he so desperately wanted. Then, having scored once, like buses, 2 came along at the same time. And Celtic were there, and Henrik Larsson had got them there, as has so often happened in the past. A penalty for Dundee United, and Mark Wilson tucked it away with some aplomb, but there was going to be no shunting away of Henrik from centre stage here. And his latest Celtic goals, which take his season's tally to 39 and which take his overall Celtic career tally to 240, have proved decisive here against a very impressive Dundee United side. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that they've performed admirably here today, and they've very much lived up to their pre-match billing, but it's the Larsson family who've shed a few tears here this afternoon, because Henrik has ended his Celtic Park days in style. 7 magnificent seasons, 19 goals in the first, 38 in the second, 12 in the third, 53, 35, 44, and now 39 for this season, with still the cup final to come. 240 Celtic career goals for the Magnificent Seven.
Highly charged scenes at Parkhead. Hardly a dry eye in the house, and hardly a dry eye in the studio here. It had to be, Billy. I mean, I reckon that was his 11th chance with which he scored the second goal.
Well, he did miss a few before he got the first one, didn't he? But you know, he can score at any time, and you know, the final scenes are wonderful because he really has captured the hearts of the Celtic support, and all credit to him. You know, he deserves a send-off like that.
And it's interesting that when Martin O'Neill arrived as Celtic manager with such a track record, it seemed to explode Celtic into a new era with Henrik Larsson being in such form.
Yeah, so they've worked together hand in hand, and obviously with Martin O'Neill coming in and bringing in some better players, I think Henry's cherished a flourish from that. The way that the team has played, and it's fitting today that he's out in his last game at Celtic Park, other than his benefit game, but the official game, then it's a fitting send-off for him.
Well, certainly there were plenty of chances both sides. It was a very, very open game. Celtic, were they winners in the end, Billy?
Well, I think they were very worthy winners, and they had by far the greater amount of chances. In actual fact, Henrik himself had more chances than Dundee United created. But it looked for a long spell as though it wasn't going to happen, and it's a shame in one sense that the goalkeeper had to make a little bit of a mistake to give Henrik his first goal. But in the air, he's absolutely tremendous, and he knows exactly where to put the ball. OK,
well, Martin O'Neill, I'm sure, has a few thoughts on that and everything else about the game.
The picture of the emotional of the afternoon, it was, you had to write the script. It looked like a long time as if he wasn't going to get the goals.
Well, it was very emotional, and we all are at the end. It's a fantastic end here, a fantastic time here, no doubt about it, from a wonderful, wonderful player.
Yeah, we saw you very calm throughout the afternoon. As calm as I've seen you in a couple of years, but in the dugout area, but the drama was yet to come.
Well, the drama was to come. You know, you always feel that here he is. You always think he's capable of scoring. He's, for one, I'm much taller. I'll tell you what, in the air he's just sensational. He's a sensational player. The rest is up to him. He's
Henrik,
fantastic.
I thought you were a man of ice, but the emotion all came today for you, didn't it?
No, it's I can't even speak. It's been fantastic years, and sorry, I can't.
This is the, I mean, there's a lot of hundreds of thousands of fans watching this. Celtic fans outside. We can show you some of the pictures of the supporters out there waiting to salute you. I mean, what do these supporters mean to you?
I mean, it's been tremendous for me all the years here, and it's just great to be part of something special like this. And
the chances they fell for you today, we wondered whether the goals were going to come for you. Did you begin to worry you weren't going to get the goals in your last day?
Yeah, I started swinging at everything at one stage here today, but fortunately I got one. The first one, great ball from Tomo. The second one, great ball from Magat, and once you made the first one, you don't miss the second one.
It's been an incredible ride the last few years for you, hasn't it? It's been an amazing story.
He's been fantastic, and obviously the gaffer, when he came up as well, things started to go forward, and things started to happen, and then it's just a pleasure to be at the club like this.
Are you still sure you want to go? This is probably the time to ask you.
Yeah, no, I've made my mind up, and I'm gonna miss this, and there's no doubt about it. But yeah, as I said many of times, it's time for me to go.
Is there any moment that you particularly call? Is there one moment that will always be special to you?
Oh, I mean, my whole career here at Celtic has been obviously we had ups and downs, but I mean the last 4 years has been tremendous.
Martin, a word or two just about him, what he's contributed to this football club.
He was talking about a privilege to play. The privilege is all ours.
Is he the best you've had?
He's absolutely fantastic.
Martin,
fantastic.
I've got a bottle of champagne for you somewhere here, but I'm sure will be open before the night. I think on behalf of all the Celtic fans, you've given a joy. Man of the match today, but man of the last few years here at Celtic Park. Tremendous performance.
Thank you very much.
Sensational from a sensational player.
Thank you.
I think he thought it was sensational. Now, Billy, I thought he was made of ice, but it seems the polar ice cap is melting, and so is Henrik Larsson.
We've seen on the other side of him in actual fact, but it is tremendous. I mean, the impact that he's made, obviously, I doubt very much if anybody could take it very easily, and obviously that is terrific because it shows you he is an emotional character, and obviously I think playing for Celtic isn't a massive emotional experience, and I think he's shown it today.
Wonderful way to finish the season, Tom, isn't it? A home game there, it's a home send-off. Of course, he's got his benefit match coming up, he's got the cup final coming up, but for many Celtic fans who've followed him week in, week out, this is their last glimpse of Henrik Larsson.
Yes, for many it will be, yeah. It's a fantastic day for him, fantastic achievement for a fantastic player. He's been tremendous, and you just see how much it meant to him. For a lad to end in tears for his career and stuff like Celtic Park, it's certainly a fitting tribute, and I think every one of the players will miss him when he goes.
And I think it's easy to forget that he had a career-threatening break in his leg at Lyon. He's had all the ups and downs that any professional footballer has, but his resilience has been amazing, Tom.
Well, coming back from that horrendous leg break to be a stronger player, a better player actually, it was just phenomenal. A lot of lads would have been out of the game and finished and not been half the player that they would have been. But that just shows his attitude and his determination and willpower and everything to succeed. And he showed that within the games as well.
Many people, Billy, always wonder, is it nurture versus nature? Is it willpower? Is it attitude? Or is it talent? Or is it just a unique combination of the two?
I think it's a combination of everything. You know, he's got everything. Tommy mentioned a very valid point. That leg break was a real turning point in his career. He could have easily disappeared from the game and disappeared from the top level, but he didn't. He came back stronger and better, and you know, he's got every asset that you would want in a footballer. He really has.
And you can see what it means to the fans whose torsos aren't quite as lean and mean perhaps as Henrik Larsson's. But it must be something for a professional footballer to lap up that adoration. You know, 60,000 people chanting a song that's been made specially for you, waving the scarves, waving the banners that have been printed in your name.
I don't think I was ever in that position. But yeah,
you did have a benefit match though.
Yes, I did have, and I know what Henrik's going through just now, and he's to go through it all again for his benefit match. I obviously had my testimonial, and that was a magnificent day. That was incredible and a magnificent year for us. That was a year when Celtic won the treble, and so it's tremendous. And yeah, it's a great tribute, a great send-off for Henrik, and I'm just delighted. And as Mark O'Neill says, it was a privilege for us as supporters, as players, to play alongside this lad and watch him.
Did you learn anything in particular from Henrik Larsson as a player? Anything that you added to your repertoire?
I don't think I could add the skill that he's got, but no, it just really his determination and drive to succeed. I think if you were looking in the textbook for the ultimate professional, that would be him. That's who you'd look to. Just as the way that he handles himself both on and off the park. Don't hear any stories about him really caught up in any nightclubs and stuff and all this kind of thing, you know. So it's just the way that he handles himself both on and on the park is really a tribute.
Well, colourful scenes from Celtic Park, the other Celtic players lapping up the atmosphere to some extent. But I suppose, Billy, these are scenes you associate with a player ending his career. That I suppose the big question mark is, where next for Henrik?
Well, he's certainly not going to end his career, but you know, I think in a lot of ways from his own personal attitude, I think he's probably done the right thing. He wants to be remembered as a great player that he was at Celtic Park, and he doesn't want to see that tarnished in any shape or form. And I think that nobody can grudge him the right to go somewhere else. But I can't believe that he is not already got one or two really good clubs in the pipeline, because he's such a tremendous player and he's still got such a lot to offer the game.
Tom, I believe you were golfing with him yesterday. He didn't mention to you around the 15th green anything about Barcelona or Real Madrid, did he?
No, he just keeps it close to his chest. He always has, you know. He's just probably waiting for that right move. I don't think it's there yet, and I don't think he knows where it is yet, but I'm sure it'd be a great loss. If he was to decide to retire, I'm sure it'd be a great loss to football.
But I can't believe that he won't get a club. I mean, he's got to get some offer, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm amazed that they're not down the door to come and get him. It's not that he's just done it in Scottish football. He's done it in the European scene, he's done it in the international scene, so he's a quality player. He's a pedigree there of high standards, so it's... I'm very surprised that there's not been clubs knocking down to come and get him.
It's maybe typical of the way he's handled his whole life, Tommy. You know, that he knows something's going to happen. He knows exactly when he's going to let it go. I'm convinced that he'll have a fair idea where he's going to go. Because I said to him, I said, "You're not going to leave us, are you?" And he said, "Oh, I want a bit of sunshine." I said, "Well, there's not much in Sweden." He said, "I don't think I'll be going back to Sweden yet."
Yeah.
He said,
He's clearly going to
but
it's much sunnier through the east.
He's been selective, obviously, and he's limited his options to and where he wants to go. He says he's wanting a bit of sun, so obviously ideal, that probably Spain, or that kind of area, maybe Italy or somewhere.
I think it'd be ideal over there.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest with you.
Sure.
It'd be terrific.
OK, let's just look back over the match. It was a match packed with incident, and of course it was just all in the balance at half-time. Larsson had his couple of chances from the first half, but it was Pearson whose chip early on in the second half seemed to be suggesting that Celtic, Billy, had the upper hand at this point.
Yeah, tremendous run he makes again. You know, he was tremendous at getting at those places. I'm not convinced that he tried a chip. You know, it looked him a bit as though he did, but I think he tried to play it at the back post.
I think if you look, there's a camera behind him. If you look at his eye movements, I think he was looking to see who was in the middle of the goals there, and it's just maybe just miscued off his. I don't think he's looked up at the keeper at any stage.
No, I can't see that being an attempt at goal, you know.
And yet the very best chance, Tom, of the second half fell to a combination of Charlie Miller and Colin Samuel. First Miller, he seemed to have the better chance here. Yeah,
the second half was great, and all credit to Dundee United today. They actually came out. A team come to Celtic Park and started to play football. And yes, I think Charlie would be raging at not getting a better strike on it. I think maybe he thought maybe Stanley's maybe going to get a wee touch on it, and he just hesitated a little bit.
And Billy, that's a sensational clearance off the line, isn't it?
Well, I think with Samuel's shot attempt at goals, you know, he doesn't really hit the ball properly. I don't think Charlie Miller hits the ball properly there either, but if you look, the goalkeeper really got a touch it. I think David Marsh got a touch it from Samuel, but it's a great save off the line, you're right. Petrov had a good game, worked hard in the game, you know, that was at a crucial time. A goal going in there for Dundee United, who knows what might have happened.
And if Charlie Miller was kicking himself over that, then David Marshall did his best to spoil his afternoon with another terrific save.
Yeah, just another example of David continuing to show some great form. Lovely football from Dundee United again. Charlie just maybe took that touch, was just a wee bit too far in front of him. But you can't take away the credit from David, who's come out and narrowed the angle and got to the end of the thing there.
A tricky one for a goalkeeper, Billy, isn't it?
It is. His timing's got to be right, and he saw it well, left his line, immediately had to make the move. He made it. There's another great save. That was another super save.
Robson this time, and that's just another example of how sharp the Celtic goalkeeper is.
This is the best example of it. See him running out there to close the line and right out to his 6-yard box to narrow the angle, and that's a great example of David Marshall in goals.
Now I wonder if Robson thought he'd scored. Actually, I think he knew by the time that the flag was up against Jason Scotland when this Dundee United piece of action came about. But I wonder if it was offside, Billy.
Well, I think it was about an inch offside, to be quite honest with you, and that's about all that very vigilant movement of the assistant referee. But it was a great move from Dundee United, but it's very, very tight, to be quite frank. If you look at there, he's only just, if he's offside,
it's his bootlace that's offside.
Yeah,
perhaps.
that's about it, I think. It's his shadow probably as much as anything else.
And then, of course, Colin Samuel had a chance. You'd get the impression, by the way, that it was all Dundee United. We're saving the Larsson stuff for you. But it was Colin Samuel's header, which again gave them another chance. Well stopped, Tom, once again, by Marshall.
This was a good breakaway from Dundee United. I think Celtic did an attack, yeah. A great cross from Mark Wilson, and obviously maybe it was just slightly behind him and trying to direct the power, trying to get the power into it, you know, and didn't have enough to sort of beat David Marshall at that time.
Very good afternoon for the goalies. I mean, really, both of them were in good form, weren't they?
They had plenty to do, particularly that second half. I mean, there were so many chances created, a lot of good football. I thought it was a very, very entertaining game. It was, as Tommy maybe mentioned earlier on, you know, it wasn't a defensive display by Dundee United. They came to Celtic Park to play, and they did play, and Celtic had to play well. I think it's been a good game for Celtic with the aspect of the cup final coming up.
Good for Celtic, also good for Dundee United. Lots of promise for the season to come.
Yeah, they've improved throughout the season, and if they can continue that kind of form, they can come to Celtic Park and play like that, then it should go well for them for next year. And I think they'll want to build on it, as we were saying earlier. That's their aim, that's why they came here, to look to next season, and they'll take a lot of encouragement out of their performance today.
OK, well, time to have a study of a man with attitude who wanted badly to score a goal this afternoon. I reckon there were 11 chances for Larsson. We saw the 2 from the first half, but this was chance number 3. Very tight angle, Billy. It was a very difficult chance.
Yes, it was. It was very tight indeed. I thought the defender did really well, forced him to take the wide route, and a wee bit annoyed with himself that he didn't call upon the goalkeeper a little bit more there. But it was a smashing move, but good defend. You see him there, he pushes him wide and then gets a block on it as well.
Larsson found himself, Tom, here on the wrong side of the post, but he wasn't far away with this one.
No, it was amazing. All these chances coming in, I can't remember. Yeah, that's right. All these chances coming, and you just expected them on the day. You just expected them to get a goal. He had so many different chances. I think you've seen there, he's very unselfish as well. He had a quick look up there to see if there was end in the middle of the park. Seen there wasn't there, and tried to fire it in. Normally you say for the strikers to try and hit that across the goal, but it was a bit tight for him.
We move into the desperate phase now. This is Agat's great cross, but an awful lot, Billy, for him to do.
It was a fabulous cross in from a deeper position, but I think he mistimed that there. You know, he got up fractionally early, and by the time he got up, he didn't really get enough power on it or punches behind it, because his time is normally absolutely brilliant in there, and that one would normally be perfect for him, but he never quite made the full connection.
You'd have to be a specialist from a cycle repair shop to get this one. It was a bicycle kick from an impossible angle, but he had a go, Tom.
Yeah, it just shows, as I think he mentioned in his interview then, that he was just slashing at everything, just so desperate to score today. But that was a very difficult chance. It was going away from him. and it was really difficult to take.
Just a half chance here, Billy, but he was up for the half chances today.
Yeah, just a bit on his wrong side. Left side is not as strong as his right hand side, but he has a fair effort to. He had a fair chance here to score, but didn't quite take advantage of it.
This is the desperate phase. This one goes right over the bar, Tom.
Yeah, that was one I think that surprised everybody here. You know, they thought maybe he'd have showed a wee bit more composure. You know, the lad's useless, isn't he? He's human, I think. You know. But yeah, you certainly. It was a great chance, and it was the best chance up to that moment that Henriks had, because all the space and the time. Maybe just didn't come down quick enough.
And from the desperate to the extremely desperate stage, Billy.
Yeah, well, typical of him. He gets away from his marker. Goalkeeper obviously makes a mistake leaving the line. You know, you see it so consistently. Goalkeepers come off their line, and if they stay in their line, then they're going to pick up easily. But you know, with somebody like Larsson in there, it's so dangerous in there. His timing. This is the thing about his timing. It's great. Good header, good positive header, and bingo, there the celebration starts.
And we've talked about it so often, Tom, but it's just the length of time he's in the air. He jumps before anybody else.
It's an amazing stat. I'd love to see how many goals that he's actually scored from headers in that area, whether for corners, for set pieces. It's amazing for a lad so young. A magnificent ball in here for Didi Agat. I think he gives us all the credit. And then after the end of it, you've seen the emotion from him. He's got a wee tear in his eye after this one, you know. He showed you how much it meant to him.
And that was a very well taken goal, Billy. I mean, Agat actually was dangerous all afternoon, but that particular
tremendous
was a great
ball,
cross.
and you know, between the last defender and the goalkeeper, the goalkeeper's got to stay in line, but Larsson gets onto it, gets a real good positive touch on it. You know, as we have seen, the tears started to come then. I think it was tremendous to see emotion from a man whom we thought didn't have any.
Yes, he seemed ice cold to that point, but clearly it was getting to him. I suppose Dundee United would be pretty hacked off by this stage, having put so much into the match, Tom, that they were getting nothing out of it. But they had a different think about it. I mean, they were straight up the other end of the park and were going for it once again. And it seemed that the penalty was, first of all, justified, and secondly, reward for the effort they'd put in. Yeah,
I don't think anybody or Stan can have any complaints. You know, it was certainly apparently the blood lad just a wee bit quicker and just get away from him. And it was just a needless challenge. I don't think you needed to challenge him, but defenders, I've been there myself. You think you're going to get the ball, but the lad's just a wee bit quicker in pace. And yeah, Stonewall penalty, as they say.
Varga's not really protesting too much at still willing because there only are 4 minutes left on the clock at that point, Tom. But here's another chance. Was this a penalty? It seemed that McNamara seemed to get something on the ball.
Well, I know Ian McCall was irate about it, but yeah, we certainly from here thought that he'd got a slight touch on the ball, and then I think when you see it in slow motion, I think the referee got it right. Yeah, he certainly played the ball first there without any question, and it's just the contact with the ball that he's fell over, but no, there's no doubt that wasn't a penalty.
And an early bath for Ian McCall.
I'm sure there would have been a few choice words there. Probably for his angle, he probably would have thought that it would have been a penalty there, and I'm sure he'd been desperate for that, obviously, at that stage. A chance to make it 2-2.
So a fitting farewell for Larsson. I mean, really, the script worked to perfection as far as Celtic were concerned.
It certainly did, Bill. I thought it was a great occasion for him, you know, and obviously it's something he'll remember and his family will remember. It's very emotional, obviously, and I'm delighted to see it was so emotional because obviously it lets people see that he really did have a feeling for the club and for his profession.
And what that meant to the league table this afternoon was this: Celtic win by a country mile. We've seen a few of these in recent seasons, but the results this afternoon were the icing of the cake, I suppose, for Hearts, who've had a very good season, and Rangers, who've had something of a comeback. It was 3 second-half goals from Rangers that managed to turn that round. In fact, Dempsey scored twice for Dunfermline, one at the beginning, one at the end, but it was the goals from Fernando Rickson, from Chris Burke, and from the 17-year-old youngster Ross McCormack giving Rangers victory. Hearts came back to win 3-1. It was Winus who scored 2 there. Kevin McKenna got the other. McDonald and Clarkston. 3-2 the final score, I should say, for Hearts against Motherwell. What it means to the closing look at the table is this: Celtic don't quite get the 100 they were looking for, but 98 is a very respectable total. 17 points ahead of Rangers, a huge margin by any terms. Hearts well behind in 68. Dunfermline confirmed their 4th position. We already knew they were in Europe. Dundee United are 5th. They get some bonus money for that, ahead of Motherwell, a very good season, in 6th. And if you were to reflect on the season for Celtic, Billy, would you say 9 out of 10 as far as the league's concerned, the icing on the cake's the cup?
Yes, I think it was a tremendous performance in the league. You know, obviously since they won the league, then the form has disappeared just a little bit. But I think that was understandable because they were really in a tremendous gear up until they achieved it. And obviously the relaxation after that has taken a wee bit away from them. But that game today will have brought it all back.
And Tom, a final thought. Dundee United, a lot to build on for next season?
Yep, certainly evidence of today with the performance that they had. Some great youngsters. Matt Wilson was exceptional today. Young Robson as well on the other side, done very well. But they've got a lot of encouragement there today, and there's signs that they can improve next season.
OK, gentlemen, thank you both for your contributions this afternoon and throughout the season. Thank you for joining us, for your company throughout this interesting, busy and enthralling season. Remember, Setanta is the place to watch live football in the SPL next season. From all of us, in the meantime, have a good summer.